A book no one can read, written in a language that doesn't exist, filled with strange, unexplainable illustrations unlike anything else in human history. Hunted by kings, baffling scholars for over 500 years, but is it a hidden treasure of ancient knowledge or one of the most elaborate hoaxes of the medieval world? Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear may change the way you see history, knowledge, and the truth itself. Welcome to the journey into the greatest enigma of ancient manuscripts, the Voynich Manuscript. The Voynich Manuscript remains one of the strangest and most perplexing enigmas in human history. Believed to have originated in the 15th century, this 240-page book is written in a completely unfamiliar script that no one has been able to decode to this day. Its mystery is not limited to language. The manuscript is filled with bizarre illustrations that baffle researchers. Plants that don't exist in nature, intricate astronomical charts, drawings of naked women immersed in mysterious baths, and an extensive catalog of unidentified medicinal herbs. No one knows who the true author of the manuscript is, nor its intended purpose. The book is named after Wilfrid Voynich, a Polish rare book dealer who discovered it in 1912. Since then, the Voynich manuscript has fascinated scholars, cryptographers, and mystics alike, all striving to unlock its secrets, yet all have failed. Mystery of the Voynich manuscript lies not only in its undeciphered content, but also in the haunting, dreamlike aura it evokes, as if it came from an entirely different world. For many, the manuscript is not just a book, but a gateway into an untouched dimension of knowledge. Radiocarbon dating of the vellum pages places the creation of the manuscript between 1404 and 1438. Many scholars believe it may have originated in northern Italy, a region that, at the time, was beginning to experience the early waves of the Renaissance with flourishing advances in science, medicine, and astrology. However, the true author and purpose of the book remain a mystery to this day. The first documented appearance of the manuscript in recorded history dates to the late 16th century, when it surfaced in the court of Emperor Rudolf II of the Holy Roman Empire, a monarch known for his deep interest in the arts, sciences, and the occult. Rumors suggest that he paid a large sum of money for the book, believing it to have been authored by the renowned alchemist Roger Bacon. After passing through the hands of several mysterious owners over the centuries, the manuscript was discovered by Wilfrid Voynich in 1912 at a monastery in Italy. From that moment, it bore his name and captured the attention of researchers around the world. Today, the Voynich manuscript is housed in the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, USA, where it continues to attract linguists, historians, and lovers of the arcane in pursuit of answers to one of the oldest unresolved mysteries in human history. The Voynich manuscript intrigues not only due to its mysterious language, but also because of its structured content, divided into distinct sections filled with enigmatic illustrations. The manuscript is organized into 6 main parts, each focused on a different theme, yet all steeped in mystical and unexplainable elements. The first section is the herbal section, featuring hundreds of illustrations depicting strange plants, many of which do not match any known species in the natural world. The details of roots, stems, leaves, and flowers suggest it could be an ancient medical or botanical text. Next is the astronomical section, filled with star charts, depictions of the sun and moon, and zodiac symbols. Particularly notable are the naked women holding stars or standing within spiral diagrams, possibly symbolizing celestial cycles or astrological systems. The biological section is perhaps the most bizarre. It includes numerous images of naked women bathing in connected pools of liquid, linked by intricate piping systems. Scholars speculate this may pertain to reproduction, women's health, or mystical healing rituals. Following is the cosmological section, containing complex geometric diagrams and map-like structures, possibly depicting a worldview or a unique cosmological theory. Then comes the pharmaceutical section, illustrating jars and plant parts seemingly used for creating medicines. The final section is the recipes, with long paragraphs divided into distinct units, possibly formula or ceremonial instructions. Altogether, the manuscript contains over 170,000 characters, written in an alphabet of 20 to 25 symbols that has never been seen in any other writing system. Despite efforts from linguists, cryptographers, and statisticians, the text remains undeciphered. Some theories suggest it represents an unknown natural language or an advanced cipher. Others propose it's an artificial language, or even a meaningless hoax designed to provoke curiosity. Whatever the case, the Voynich Manuscript continues to defy scholars worldwide, serving as a reminder that the world still holds unresolved mysteries. One compelling theory suggests the Voynich Manuscript is not a meaningful text at all, but a deliberate medieval hoax. Dr. Justin Sledge, a scholar of philosophy and religious history, has argued that the manuscript may have been created by an individual or group aiming to mimic the appearance of a mystical ancient book intended to deceive the learned or the elite, such as Emperor Rudolf II, who was famously fascinated with the occult. According to Dr. Sledge, the manuscript's text might have been generated using a quasi-stochastic technique, meaning almost random. This method allows for the construction of text that appears to follow natural linguistic rules, but is actually composed of repeating characters and words arranged according to simple, repetitive logic. This would explain why the script looks like a language but fails to align with any known natural language or sophisticated code. Statistical evidence further supports this theory. The manuscript exhibits unusually high repetition of sequences like Dane, Ol, and Chetty. Moreover, researchers have identified two distinct text distributions, labeled Courier A and Courier B, each with its own frequency patterns and stylistic tendencies. This suggests either two scribes or one using two different word generation methods, indicating the text may have been crafted through simple glyph modification rather than conveying real information. Additionally, the materials used, parchment, ink, and illustrations, while old, are not particularly unique or luxurious, prompting doubts about the manuscript's genuine scholarly value. Consequently, the theory that the Voynich Manuscript is a sophisticated forgery meant to deceive the medieval intellectual elite remains a provocative and widely discussed line of inquiry. Another theory about the Voynich Manuscript proposes that it is a forgery, created with the intent of gaining both financial and social advantage. In the context of the medieval era, when mystical knowledge and alchemy were highly sought after by nobility and intellectuals, owning a strange book that no one could understand could bring its possessor fame, prestige, and even influence. Dr. Justin Sledge argues that the manuscript could very well have been crafted for sale to a wealthy and credulous buyer, most notably Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II. Rudolf II was well known for his obsession with the occult and once paid 600 ducats for the manuscript, an enormous sum equivalent to over $113,000 in today's value, 2022. Compared to the relatively low production costs, which included calfskin parchment, ink, and the labor of 2 to 5 people working for several months, this was an extremely lucrative investment. This financial incentive supports the argument that forging a book like the Voynich Manuscript was both feasible and enticing for scammers of the time. From a technical standpoint, modern studies also suggest that the manuscript's text could have been generated through a simple algorithm. In 2019, researchers Tim and Andreas Schinner proposed a method for creating Voynich-like text by starting with a root word, then gradually modifying it according to specific rules, adding, removing, or changing a character, glyph, or attaching a prefix. This process produces text that flows naturally, with a high level of repetition, yet enough variation to resemble a real language, while maintaining minimal syntactic errors, a profile that closely matches the actual characteristics of the Voynich manuscript. However, despite leaning toward the forgery hypothesis, Dr. Sledge remains open to the possibility that the manuscript may conceal a genuine message. He believes that if the text truly has meaning, successfully deciphering it would disprove the hoax theory. On the other hand, if the manuscript is merely noise, symbols crafted to appear meaningful but ultimately conveying nothing, then it would stand as one of the greatest deceptions in the history of human knowledge. Until the Voynich manuscript is fully deciphered, the debate over whether it is a hidden treasure of knowledge or a masterfully constructed hoax will continue, an enduring controversy that highlights just how much about our intellectual past remains cloaked in mystery.